So today what I want to do is I want to show you just a really quick razor fringe tutorial because razor fringes are just so soft and really commercial. So I am in my backyard. It's one of my favorite places to be. I'm very fortunate to be home today and tomorrow before I travel out on Sunday for New York City. So, okay, first things first, let's talk about the razor. Here we go, I'll lower it just a little bit. Okay, so this is a cutthroat razor. It's my angel blade razor, and when you're holding the razor, it's very important that you hold it in the proper way so you do not cut yourself or your client. So what you do is you do a peace sign. Okay, open your razor up like this, do a peace sign, turn under, let it rest right down here at the base, and then you're going to lock down on top of your razor with your index finger. This way you can hold your comb and the razor is not loose, so you're not going to hurt anybody. Most of the time when you're working with your razor, you cut yourself like I did last week, closing your razor or just, flailing about with it. So really keep it locked down and intentional. So we have our section for our razor fringe. And what I want to do is I want to go from a really soft center of my fringe and then blend down. Hello, France, Lisbon. I've got people all over the world. Turkey, thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm going to take work off of a center part. Now, there are so many different ways you can create fringes. One of the big things I always like to say is that all of your rules of hair cutting apply. So if I keep the hair in natural fall and a low elevation, we are going to have a heavy fringe. If I elevate and move the hair out of natural fall, we're going to get diffusion and movement. So if you want it to be like a heavy fringe, keep the elevation low. If you want it to have movement, move it around. Okay, so we're going to start with a central vertical triangle. So just a baby triangle here. And I want this internal triangle to be nice and soft. So I'm actually going to elevate this up a little bit. I'm going to close my razor to turn my mannequin to the side so you can see her. Isn't that pretty in the background? Don't you wish we could just cut hair outside all day long? It would be so wonderful. But alas, we're in salons. Okay, so I'm going to elevate this up 90 degrees from the head. So I'm going to lower this just a little, even though I know the garden scene is beautiful back there. I know you guys can see better when it's up. Okay, so I'm going to elevate this up, and then I'm going to work from the back, and I'm going to work short to long. So I'm working a little bit shorter at the top into a little bit longer as it travels down. So let's take a look at that. And I'll move her back up here a little bit. And you can see how that just kind of gave a nice, soft, diffused type of feeling. So I think, hi, Steve Martin. I think you were in my salon too, back here in the backyard. That's kind of funny. I wish we could do hair in the backyard. That would be nice. Okay, so I'm going to take this just a little bit shorter because I feel like it needs to sit just slightly shorter. But I like that short to long feeling that I'm getting. So I'm going to lift this up. You can see that element, I think. Let me raise this up just a touch. There we go. I don't know, the lighting is kind of a little bit different out here. But okay, so I'm coming in, I'm taking it just a little bit shorter, and I'm going to increase the size of the stroke. So you can see I'm getting a little bit bigger with the stroke that I'm using. So when you're working with your razor, a small stroke, so that means a small little movement is going to give you a heavier line. A larger, more open stroke will always give you a softer, more diffused line. So let's take a look at what that did for us. There we go, and I like that a little bit better. So it's just a little bit softer, a little bit shorter. She's going to be able to see through that. So next I'm going to come in, and one of the ways that I like to determine where I'm getting longer in my fringe is to utilize the natural head form. So I'm going to come in, comb this down, then push back on it and grab whatever is there. So that might have been needed to be part of that original fringe. So I'm actually going to lift that up and add it to my original fringe right there. Then the next one, I want this little spot to split. So coming in, We'll go right, I'm going to choose that one right there. And now I'm going to hold the hair down just a little bit, but I'm going to over direct. So I'll pick up my guide right where my guide was, and I'm going to do a nice open stroke. Can you see how large that stroke is? Like this. So I'm getting nice short to long, short to long. So I'm getting just a little bit longer as I travel out. Now I want to do the same thing on the opposite side. Come over here. There you go. Then push back on that. Choose that spot. Okay. When you're working with the razor, you have to slide past your guide. So you can't hold your guide in your fingertips. You have to slide actually past your guide in order to be able to cut the hair. So I'm right here. I can see my guide dropping out of my fingertips. And now I want to use the same size stroke, so a large stroke. And usually the more times you can go short to long, short to long, short to long, the softer your whole shape is going to be. Okay, so that's my secondary. And then my very last, I'm going to hold in natural fall and just go here. And then I might do what I call backing it up. So I'm going to come in on this side. Nice long strokes. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, that's pretty good. So I have a little bit more of a diffused feeling in the center, and then a little bit stronger feeling as we're moving out to the sides. Now, if you want this to be a little bit, what do I want to say, sit a little bit more separated from the rest of the hair, we can do what I call backing it up, which is backing up your fringe area by coming in and going short to long the opposite direction. What this does is it creates a little separation in that piece. Now, a lot of the things that I talk about on these are on my little lives are part of my membership. So if you have not checked out my membership, you can go to the link in my bio and just click digital membership, and it'll pull up to Sharp Scissor Society, and you can check it out there. Okay, and if you're going to be there this weekend, but then in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia at Jacob Kahn Salon, and I'm doing a 2-day hands-on program. So the first day is a look and learn, 2 paused. Okay, there we go. 2 or 3 live models, depending on what I end up doing. And then the next day is a full day of hands-on. And so that's in Atlanta, July 14th. And I'll be in Oklahoma City on August 11th and 12th doing the same program. So 2 or 3 live models, and then a look and learn where we're going. And we'll be doing a lot of things like these great little fringe techniques, working with short, medium, and long hair, very customizable haircuts that you can take and use inside the salon. Then looking out a little bit further, I'm in Cleveland, August 25th, and in San Diego, September 15th, doing some hands-on. So there we have our quick little fringe tutorial that is sitting in a little bit separated right at that cheekbone area, nice and soft. And there we go. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you